Hi, I'm Danny.
And I'm Diane, and we'd like to welcome you to
Last Orders. Hi, I'm Danny.
I'm Diane,
And I'm Sophie.
And we're back with
Last Orders.
Okay,
hello.
hello everyone. Important bit. Let's
Yeah.
get a drink started.
Yeah.
So I thought we'd treat ourselves a little bit today with our special guest Sophie. Oh, there it is. Oh gosh.
Good game to it.
Tell you what, who's got
Don't
nails?
read
on?
through it.
Oh wait, I've got it. There we go. Desperation is a fine thing. Oh, maybe.
You pulled this bit.
We'll get there.
We'll get there.
Fast forward this bit.
Okay, so we have today a Modo Rosé Prosecco, obviously from Italy.
Mm-hmm.
It goes very nicely with shellfish, with starters, with cured meats. Basically, it goes with anything. It's nice
Good
to drink
all-rounder.
just on its own.
Oh my gosh.
I was going to say. Woo!
Done like an expert.
Wait. Oh. There we go.
There we go. So it has apparently. You can
Thank
tell me
you.
if you agree. It has a strawberry, raspberry, and white peach flavors. So nice summery drink.
Yeah.
So I'll top us all up in a
Oh yeah,
moment.
we make sure we're all topped up.
And this is available on our Fizz Friday deal at the Crown. So if you're coming in, ask for our deal on a Friday. Great way to start the weekend.
Indeed.
There we go. So today,
First, hang on.
oh,
Cheers,
sorry.
lady.
Hold on, I'm finished. I'm making sure I get a full glass.
I'm ready to take a drink. I'm ready to go.
Oh.
Oh.
Sorry, classless as always.
Well,
Okay, cheers.
to our second guest on Last Orders.
Yes. So we have with us the lovely Sophie McPherson,
Hello.
Sophie Mac. Some of you may recognise her as one of our bar staff, but that's not really her main role.
It's not.
No, she's also a very talented singer.
Stop.
And we're talking all things music. We were talking beer last week, an essential ingredient for pubs. So this time, I think pretty essential ingredient is music, whether
Yes.
that's background music or live music.
Agreed.
Someone once said there's no such thing as bad live music.
Beg to differ.
I can disagree with that, but we're genuinely pretty good at getting some pretty decent acts. And Sophie, you have been a feature of many a night in the
I
Crown
have, many a-
and
yeah.
the Melbourne.
Yes.
So
Well, so go on, tell us about yourself. Tell us a little bit more.
So I have pretty much been performing since I could walk and talk, according to my mum. And I was lucky enough to train at Performing Arts School in Edinburgh to get my degree in musical theatre. So I'm technically a professional drama queen. I have a degree to prove it. And then since then, I've worked in a range of different parts of the performing industry, really. I'd say working in the holiday parks, I did that for a year, which gave me a lot of confidence. I think a big thing of performing, especially in pubs, is everybody has that sort of pub patter.
Yeah.
So you have to be able to be confident talking down a mic. It's not just about the singing, it's about chatting with the people, how to deal with when they come back you with your one-liners and you're like, oh, just sort of stood there. So that definitely helped me. And then I also last year was lucky enough to be a part of the UK's #1 tribute to Little Mix. We were called Little Fix. And we toured up and down the UK, performing at festivals, pride events, loads of different venues, theatres, things like that. So
How'd that make you feel, seeing all those crowds and
oh,
things?
amazing. Like, I know a lot of people say to me, oh, I don't know how you do that, how you just stand up in front of a whole crowd, but I'd actually rather perform in front of like 1,000 people than a room of 4.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
it's
that
so
is
much
hard.
easier, and just the buzz you get from it is just, yeah, it's unreal.
Oh, and then what's the contrast when you're in the pubs? What kind of feeling do you get with
It's
that?
same thing, but it's like same but different. You get, I think because it's more up close and personal, you get a better sort of, not vibe, but like, you just, it's different.
Interaction.
It's, yeah,
More
interaction. Yeah, you feel more. It's more on a personal basis. You're not playing a character on a stage, or you're not pretending to be someone else. You're just you. So it's
Yeah.
quite nice that you get to see the reaction, see people enjoying themselves like up close and personal. And yeah, just knowing people are like having a dance, having the best time with their family and friends. It's a really nice feeling.
And do you sort of look at the room and change your sort of set accordingly?
Yeah,
or?
definitely. If there's, I mean, not everyone can like any kind of music, but if there's an older crowd in, I'll maybe take it back a bit with some like 60s to 80s. Again, if there's some younger people in, I'll do some newer songs. I think it's all about being able to read a room.
Yeah.
It's a really big part of it, because at the start, obviously, when you don't have as big a repertoire, I know I was going in with one set list and it's a bit like, oh gosh, they might not like it. What if they do? What if they don't? Whereas now, obviously, with having loads of more songs, it's easier to just be like, oh, they enjoyed that last one. That was 70s. I'll do another 70s one.
Yeah.
And it sort of helps them. And again, it's if they're up for a dance, you can pick the beat up, do some more faster, dancier songs. But if they're more just wanting to sit back and listen, which is fine too. A lot of people don't want to get up and dance, they just want to enjoy themselves. Then you can do some more easy listening things. So it's definitely a big part of it, I think.
And what would you say, for you personally, what's your favourite kind of...
Oh, I love a party.
Yeah.
Anything, like, give me 90s, give me, like, anything. I love 90s Clubland. If I can get that in, then I'm happy. I'm very happy.
Yeah.
And I also think, even if people think they don't like 90s, they're like, oh no, I'm not into that. As soon as that Freed from Desire intro comes on, everyone's like,
I must admit, so we did the brunches down at the Milburn, and we had various themed, and we'll be doing them again. So watch out if you missed them this time. Stay tuned. We're going to be doing one every month from next month. But I must admit, the Clubland one was the one I thought, I'm not going to know anything of this, really. I was changing nappies when all that kind of happened. But it was one of the best. It was. I mean, probably if you really enjoy it as well, then you've got the kind of vibe there. But it was great. Everyone was up with the glow sticks and we're having a great time. So that was really good.
Yeah.
So what's it like? I mean, it happens to everyone. Some, and we've done it occasionally where we've mismatched the singer to the room or whatever.
Yeah.
And you're sitting there and everyone's sitting kind of like glowering at you. Has that ever happened to you?
A couple of times. I've done a couple where it's a Saturday night, you're expecting everybody to be up and you're trying your hardest doing like all your big songs, you're doing your ABBA, you're doing your Cher, you're doing your Whitney, and everyone's just sat there like,
oh God.
And it's like, I'm like, please dance. But the more you do it, the less scary it gets.
Yeah.
Like I think at the start I felt really pressured to get everybody dancing, whereas now I understand more that not everybody wants to. Like if people just want to sit back and enjoy their evening, that's fine too.
Yeah, it must be hard. I mean, the only thing, I'm not a performer at all, but I can imagine it's a bit like, it's like when you go up for that karaoke and you're waiting on people's reaction, and if it just falls flat, you're like, oh. Yeah. And if everyone's there behind you, you're like, yeah, I'm on again.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know, you've had a good time on karaoke.
I've seen you on karaoke many a times.
We are also related to Sophie. So we have had a holiday all together, famously, where my mum has decided to go on karaoke. We all remember it, whether it was good, bad, it's up for debate. But
I think there was a lot of Prosecco involved.
I think there was.
So maybe the end of this video.
I'll be up karaoke.
Yeah, so I guess you're saying people getting up for dance and stuff. Who do you find as a generation is the most likely to get up and dance and join in with you?
Probably like sort of the I'd say mid-30s to 50s are the ones that get up and dance the most. I've noticed a lot of the time, I mean, I can't really say like the young ones because I'm only 23, but like other people my age are very much, and especially the younger ones, like the 18, 19-year-olds, are almost like, I'm not getting up and dance, I'm too cool for that. And it takes them a while.
Maybe it's a bit self-conscious.
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah.
And I always say all it takes is one person to get up and then the whole room's up. It just takes that one person at first because everyone's like, I'm not going up if no one else is up. So as soon as one person comes, everyone else does. And then you see the room just relax and you see everybody be like, oh, this is actually fun. Like, there's no pressure. So,
Is there a certain song that you go, that's the one I'm going to pull out to get people kind of going?
Yeah. Believe gets people going by Cher. That's always a good one.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what you even think about it.
Yeah. If I want like all the girls up, Man, I Feel Like a Woman by Shania. As soon as everyone hears that, everyone's like,
I'm off.
So yeah, and towards the end of the night, Rolling on a River is my favourite song to sing. I'll always end the night with that.
Yeah.
People all get up, and because it starts slow, it gives people a chance to actually be like, no, come on, and they get up. And yeah, like I said before, Freed from Desire is always, that's if they're like really party people. I won't just randomly throw that in on a Friday night. A bit heavy for that, but yeah. So.
Amazing.
Yeah. So have you any interesting stories from the last year or so? Anything you can share?
Too many.
You don't have to tell us where, but
what's your
favourite story? I mean, it's you see it in here. You get the drunken people up stealing the microphone.
Oh, the worst. I do have, to be fair, it's not really. It was more on the way out from a gig.
Right.
So I was packing up all my stuff. I had a bit of a drive home, so I was like, I'll just pop to the toilet before I go. So my mum was actually with me on this gig, so we're both going. And she's in there, and this woman, it was only 2 cubicles, so I'd actually been and I was waiting outside, and she's in the toilet, and this woman's going, has anyone got spare knickers? And my mum's like, and I will say the venue was maybe not the most
classiest, maybe.
Yeah, there was a few characters in there, to say the least, and she's saying it over and over again, and she comes out, and she's like, lass, have you got any spare knickers? My mum's like, no, sorry, I don't, like, is everything all right? And she basically proceeded to tell her that she was too hot and she wanted to take her jeans off, but she had a G-string thong on. I will say this woman was in her 60s. She's like, so I can't dance in my T-shirt and thongs. So I was wondering if you had any other knickers.
Oh, she was going to go and dance?
She was going to go dance in just her T-shirt and her knickers because she was too hot. And my mum was like, I don't think that's a good idea. Why don't you just go stand outside for 5 minutes, get some air and come back in? And she's like, aye, good shout, lass, I'll do that. And when I was leaving, she was like asking, have you got any crisps? I was like, no, but I think the bars sell them. She's like, I need to feed the seagulls, I need to look after them. Very strange.
Well, that's just placed in my mind where that venue is.
That's maybe a clue to where it could be, but yeah, it was an
not
interesting
the
gig.
We're far too
No, not
for
here.
dancing in our knickers.
No.
This is why we work in a working pub.
Hello. Hi.
You all right?
Oh, he's got us all staring at him now.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Today, so.
Yeah, this is definitely a working pub.
Yeah.
It is. But yeah, that's probably the strangest.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
But
well, just be thankful you weren't actually doing your set when she came in to dance.
I actually don't know what I would have done. I probably would have just stood there like, someone get this woman some help. But no, yeah. She was lovely. She was having a great time and she was dancing. She was just obviously far too warm. Dancing too much, so they say.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I guess going back to kind of music and stuff, so if we're looking at like the trends, kind of thing, because there's some very obvious themes going around at the minute. Like a bit of country music seems to have gone massive with Beyonce. I'm questionable on that. I'm a massive country music fan, and I think country was big before Beyonce. So I have very mixed feelings on that Beyonce brought country, but. There's things like country and the, certain decades and stuff. Yeah. What do you find that you get most, asked about to do?
80s. Yeah. Always. Everyone wants the 80s. And I think as well, a lot of the 80s songs, people don't realise they're that old. Don't say that old.
Be careful. Be very careful where you're going there.
They don't realise how old they are. Like, people will be like, oh, no, I don't like 80s music. And then they'll hear Want to Dance with Somebody and they'll go, oh, I know this song. Yeah. That kind of thing. I think especially with... weirdly TikTok songs trending on TikTok. I mean, Young Hearts Run Free is such an old song, but as soon as I start singing it, all the youngsters are like, oh, I love this song, and things come back around again. So
I think TikTok probably has brought a lot of older songs back.
Yeah, definitely.
Sophie's also a star of our TikTok here.
Oh yes.
So
we'll put a little link for you to go and watch a little videos
Crown
of TikTok.
TikToks. We get up to some mischief behind that.
So, Sophie, we've seen you in party mode, doing your different brunch sets, your ABBA, your 80s, etc. But back to what you touched on right at the beginning, you're obviously classically trained. Yeah. You've been branching out into sort of weddings and things. How's that going?
Yeah, really good. It's totally different to singing in the bars and the pubs. It's literally polar opposite, but I love both of them as well. It's nice that on a Saturday night you can get a party going, but then also on a Saturday afternoon, for example, you can strip it back more. You can focus on just enjoying the singing. I was going to say there's not as much pressure. There's actually way more pressure because you only get one chance to do it right. But it's such a privilege to be able to be such a big part of someone's special day. Yeah. watching, there's obviously so much more admin and rehearsing and everything, and to make sure everything's perfect that goes into it beforehand. But seeing like the bride or the groom or whoever walk down the aisle and you're singing them down, it's just like, I had to look away on Wednesday as soon as I happened to look at the groom as he turned around and saw his bride for the first time, and he burst out crying. I was like, oh, I can't look, I'm going to cry.
That'd be so hard.
It is, yeah. Because when you cry, your voice quivers as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, I had to look away, but honestly, it's like, it's the most special thing. It's it's really, really nice.
Nice.
Yeah, it is really nice.
Yeah. So if anyone's out there getting married,
hit me up.
We'll put links to all Sophie's social media, website, everything. So if you do want to book Sophie, not to sound biased, highly recommend her. She is great.
There are other singers available.
Yeah.
There are.
Yes, there are. But if you want Sophie and you want to look into Sophie, we'll put links about. But I guess not to kind of round this into not a negative, but I suppose a way for you to kind of help maybe inspire other people who are doing singing and stuff out there, or maybe who are getting started.
Yeah.
Because like the pub industry and the world, everything, costs are going up, and some people are more hesitant to spend money on things.
Yeah.
So as a singer, where this is like, you know, you've got a job here as well with the pub. You know, you are our singing barmaid, so you do have a little income there, but you do rely on this money as well.
It's
so how do you find that challenge? And what would you recommend to people?
There's definitely not a stereotype around it, but a lot of people go, well, that's not a real job. And I'm thinking, well, it makes me money, and it's how I make a living at the end of the day. And it is difficult because there's not that stability. Like if you could be, say, Christmas time, for example, it's so busy. Everyone wants singers, everybody's going out. Similar with the pubs, there's loads of income. And then January hits, and it's like, no one wants a singer in January because nobody's coming out. So it's like the pubs, obviously from a pub point of view, they have to get the income coming in, otherwise they can't warrant paying a singer if they're not making the money back on the bar. So everything works. It's all interchangeable. It all fits together. So it is hard, but it's so rewarding at the same time. Like I say, when you see those special moments and you see people enjoying themselves and having a good time, it does make it all worth it. So my advice is just stick at it. Like it sometimes it feels like it's like, oh no, like there's no bookings, I'm really stressed, I'm worried. Then other times it's like it all works out in the end, and it's well,
your hobby's your job. The thing you love's your job, and that
so
must be
lucky
a nice,
to be able to do that, because there's so many people. There's so many people who get up for work every day and they're like, oh, I hate what I do. Like, I'm so lucky to do what I enjoy for a living. And I always say that every time someone's like, how's it going? Even if it is a little bit at the quieter time of year, I'm like, at least I'm still getting to do what I enjoy. So stick at it, anyone who's trying. It's worth it.
So thank you for coming, Sophie. It's been lovely to have you. As I say, anyone who's out there, look out for Sophie. We're about to finish now and go and plan some more dates for brunches and believe it or not, Christmas.
So the big C word.
Christmas brunches are coming up, getting planned. So watch out. There's lots coming up in the next couple of months. Some things, including Sophie. Watch out.
Thank you for being our second guest.
Thank you for having me.
Nice. And, we'll see you all. We'll see you all next time.
Yeah.
All right.
Cheers, ladies.
Cheers. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.